All right, so let's take a look right here. We're going to look at a probable ABCD pattern. I want you to notice we look left. Here's a spike low in the Dow Jones. So again, beautiful qualified sell, 16/8 here, 16/8 here. I missed these this morning. We want to respect the test of the first level. We talked about a potential buy right there at the 720s. We blew right through 720s, and here we are at the 660. So from the 16/8 high of day, here we are from 827 to current, gang, literally not even 30 minutes, and we're already down 140 points in the Dow. So we've attained 100% of the average true range in the first half hour of the day. Now, are we going to stop right here or continue to go? Let's go take a look. From the swing high here to this low, outside return to here, does this leg, A to B leg, equal the C to D leg? We're just about there. So this is 1-to-1 price symmetry at 16,640s. Okay, so let's tighten this down and look further left, and you can see that we've got stuff down here. So I'm going to pull this line down. It's going to pick up all of these swing lows right here from the 13th, the 15th, the 17th. We didn't quite get back down to that level right here, but this is an ABCD or 1-to-1 symmetrical pattern projecting 640. And then as we look left, we've got structure relevance right here. So price leaves clues. Look left. This is the truth right there. And you see right there's a black tip turning point. Back to back, there's a cluster 2 showing us those swing lows. Cluster 2 showing us the swing lows. Cluster 2 right at the swing lows, helping us identify turning points. That's the internal strength, or IS over. All right, now let's go back here. We just got a reversal signal. So we pulled around $900 out of the second half of that position. Now again, this is a big reversal trade. We're buying after a big support level, or I'm sorry, big move lower. So if I want to manage this and say, you know what, I don't mind the signal, but it's aggressive, I'm going to come in here, remove one contract, then I'm going to take the protective stop on the other one and manually move it below the current structure support. We saw one yesterday after this big move where we had a beautiful pop right here and picked up another $500. All right, so let's come back over here and let's take a look at that last sell signal in the mini Russell. So we started off the morning right here with a long entry. We took our scalper off based on our DST structure analysis. So we went plus 80 bucks here, and then this one is stopped and reversed right there. So we lose 120 here. Then we get short right there. We hit our $150 target. Now we're up for the morning. And then on the balance from the 76.60 sell, we took the balance off right down here at basically 69. Okay, so actually closer to $750 on the second half. Now the strategy just got us long, and now we got a little pop coming right here. I've covered part of the position because this is a big counter trend buy signal. So my rules say if it's an aggressive counter trend, whether it's a buy or a sell, then I reduce my position size. So I went from a 2-lot to a 1-lot. Now when we catch these, we typically catch really nice significant swing lows that lead to little $400 to $600 rallies. So based on that, I left one contract in. So all I have to do, A, let the strategy put me in. We were doing our analysis on the Dow Jones. The level 2 strategy put me in the position. I get my audible tone. I get the visual alert. I come over to the chart, recognize its counter trend, and then manage my position by covering one half of my position. Now I'll just let the balance run. I've got stops below the low. If we get a nice directional move here, I can trail it aggressively. Yeah, and it's a beautiful risk-reward profile as well. So I'll risk 200 to 220 on that to make 400 to 500, no problem. All right, so bottom left, strategy running in real time down here. We get a reversal signal around 67.40. Right next to it, this is the management chart where we've got our chart trader turned on, and then we're managing it based on where we are. We're rolling all of that information, gang, through our DST brain. Okay? All right, back here real quickly. So Dow Jones 16,640 will be at 120% ATR. We'll be at previous structure support. we've got an AB equals CD termination point, or 1-to-1 measured move. So we've got a lot of strength right there. We're going to watch for buy signals. And also our options desk is going to look to buy DIA calls possibly at that level. So pretty low risk long entries, risk 30 to make 60 to 90 points easily on the future side. Our expectation right here, we would take the value of this retracement and we'd lay it in right here and say, okay, if the market comes down to the 640s and gives us a buy signal, then we would anticipate the size of this rally here could duplicate itself here, which would produce a 640 entry to a 720 exit, or approximately 80 points reward in the Dow Jones. All right, let's go take a quick look at crude oil. Beautiful directional move in crude. We broke that structure support zone, took out our low-to-low trendline extension. You see the color rotation strat has been short from 644s, and now we've dropped down into this key price point. So we'll pull this guy down here. Right there is the prior turning point black tip. Tighten it up a little bit right here, and let's look. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll leave it right here, but let's be considerate of this bid zone. All right, so let's expand our chart. I want to scroll this back over. So I want you to recognize we did have a trade below, close below. So any bid zone right here, any long entry stops have got to go below the 0520s. Okay, we had a massive sell-off right here, and the momentum behind this drove us lower. Our swing low there was at 24. Then we had a massive reversal candle right here, just shy of a bullish engulfing, and then went back into normal trade. Now, as we pull this back over to the right, you'll see that the current lows represent a retest of this area, but we can expect that this market could easily come down to the 625s to 635s, and then we could look for a possible bid zone or a buy signal right in there. Now again, highest high right here, that's 4 o'clock yesterday. Looks like the highs of the day session here. There's the highs in London. Basically 0680 straight south to 540, 140 ticks, $1.40, which is about 120% of the 7-day average true range. Okay, so we'll go ahead and extend this. We held that level right there. Our high-to-high trend line. Crude oil. Let's go take a look at NASDAQ real quickly. Okay, so there's the NASI, back down in. We've got a massive support zone right here. I'll pull this down. Again, note the kind of bid zone quality. We tested this area at around 37.84s. Our absolute lows here at 81. So a 3 to 5 point bid zone, basically 37.81 to 85 in the NASDAQ. And we still have room to run on the NASI to get down into that level. All right, we've had some movement in gold. Let's go take a look here. 1,000 tick chart. So you can see right here we're banging our heads against structure resistance. Drop this in right here. Gold more volatile, but you can see right there we've got 1 to 2 points either side. Resistance, support, support, broken. This is all volatility spike, pre-market, and then right here it firms back up. So basically 13, 18 to 19s resistance. And now here you note we've got structure support. If we break below, close below, then likely headed back to the 06s. All right, let's pull this guy back over. Come back over here. Now we just got a reversal sell signal. So let's go take a look at the reversal sell in the mini Russell. Where's the market relative to? And let's quickly look at and adjust our stops. So the strategy got us short. Number one, look at my stops. I'm going to move my stops to 71.10. So my stops are above the current swing highs. So my stops are going to now respect structure. Now let's go check my profit targets. I'm at 66.90, which is resting just below 1167s. Remember, gang, this market's already moved 120% of the average true range. which tells me that it's about a 7% probability or chance based on historical vol that we're going to drop below this. Doesn't mean we won't, but we want to use those in our favor. So I'm going to roll this back up. I'm going to go 67.10 to get the scalpers out quickly. And then if we do roll through this, we'll partake as we possibly make new structure lows. Now remember, it's 9 a.m. Okay, so it's up nicely in the first hour and a half of trading on the 200 tick time frame. Okay, so we want to be cautious from this point further on any short entries because of where the market is relative to its average true range. That's the 7-day ATR. All right, options desk right here just went out. Bidding up the Apple calls again at the same levels from yesterday. So the Apple July 3rd and $91 calls at around 44 cents. All right, take a look right here. Now, gang, because of the significance of this level right here, this high probability support zone, I'm going to reduce my position size right here on a retest of these lows. Okay, there's the Russell. Yeah, now again, if you wanted to cover partial, just to take a couple of ticks on the scalper, you could do that. And all you do is grab this guy, pull it up. There's our target hit. Let's grab partial. So we make a quick 80 bucks on the scalper. And now let's let the balance run right here. See if we get a retest of that low and then possibly new structure lows. Now that our scalper's gone, our trail stop logic starts to kick in. Okay, so I'm leaving it above structure. Now, if we break below, close below, then we'll start to see that stop pick up. All right, now here's a reversal signal right here in the Russell. Okay, now again, we're basing down here at this area. So when we come into areas where we base, it's not uncommon at all for this market to move sideways, show some volatility and some range trading, and then either A, we'll make another leg down for a continuation move, or B, we reverse and get a rally that's about 38 to 50% of the sell-off. Okay, so again, there's a quick pop right there. My stops right here are above my structure. I'm going to move these down. We can go to 1170.90, grab our first 150 bucks, and then just let the balance run. Now, traders, take a look here. Great example. Literally, we retested that swing high to the tick, one tick from my profit target. Okay? So again, we want to be mindful of structure. Now, we'll see. We may get a reversal signal. Again, key price point right down here. Let's go take a look again at gold. We've driven through our support zone in gold. So an outside return lower high, we'll look for the short entries right here, 13.15 to 16. Real quick fib analysis. Those of you that are trading gold, here's the structure high that preceded the drive to this new structure low. Now again, this could still be an active leg. So a rally back here will be a 382 retracement at 15s for the potential short entry. And then we'd look for a drive down to 1307s, confluence point, 1618 fib extension at structure support, big massive turning point black tip right there that produced that 10-point rally. All right, there's the Russell. We'll move this guy back down. Again, watch for the reversal signal here. NASDAQ popped a little. Let's go grab our mini Russell right here and just gain some perspective on these lows. Where are these lows relative to recent structure support? So here's our low of the day. Look left. Structure support right here. This was the final low prior to this rally right here that went from 64s to 78s. So we had a 110% or 20% ATR move here. See right here, we're getting back into my area. So I'm going to come over here. I want to go ahead and take this against that structure resistance. So there we grabbed $80 or $90 on our scalper. And now we're ready to move. If we get through this resistance, you should see the buyers come in. They'll start bidding it up, dink, 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 and we'll get a nice little directional move. Okay? So again, higher time frame perspective, strategy running in automation over here, and then the ability to just sit here and manage it based on where this market's trading. And it all is done through a very, very simple if-then thought process. If this, then that. Yeah, so don't make it more complicated. It's very, very simple. All right, now we missed a buy signal here in crude oil. Let's take a quick look at crude. Okay, so there was our aggressive sell signal in crude oil right there. Again, that's a trend trade. So this guy right here, we pulled 180 off the first one, and then if you took the balance off on the stops above your fib dots, you made 470 on the second one. So 650 on a 2-lot, so $1,000 plus on a 2-lot on those last 2 sell signals. Now you can see, gang, that we're basing down here against these lows. Our horizontal black line right here represents a bid zone, or again, a key price point from our 1,000 tick chart. We identified those earlier in the session. So right here is a turning point black tip. There's a cluster buy at that level. And then here again is the classic buy signal. So again, trial members, this is exactly what you want to see. Number one, we want this RSI to bury itself right there. This is your strength of signal 1. This is where we start our analysis. Then right here we get our turning point. This gives you an audible alert, followed immediately by our black tip right here. So there's our cluster 2. When these occur, then we want to buy the next bar at market. Now again, we've got to look at this and give ourselves some slippage. If we buy the next bar market, our best fill is obviously the open. Let's take 2 ticks off. So far, our highest high is 17 ticks. So we risk 15 to make 18. We would not have hit our target 1 yet here. We'd be trailing below the fib dots, and now we might get a reversal. See this? There's overbought, SOS 1. Turning point, SOS 2, immediately followed by a black tip. There's a cluster 2, SOS 3 sell right here. Now, this is at a key price point, our long entry here. This is a sell with trend right here. So beautiful example. And if we take the short entry, we would be short from here if we're aggressive, around 567s. Means we made 13 ticks, or 130 bucks on our buy. And if we wait for the close below the fib dots, then we'd still be long with our trail stops right here. So DST owners, this is a great example right here. If I use the fib dot trail, I'm long from around 54s with stops at 59. So I've got about 5 ticks or 50 bucks locked into this position. Remember yesterday, our third trade of the day, we got long prior to a news event, and that turned into about a $320 winner as the market shot out of those lows. All right, so some great action here. Pull this guy back down. Let's go here and here. We're still long right there, long a 3-lot. Okay, so I've got to fix the position here. We'll sell 1. Here we go. So now, gang, over here on the right, you see that our 1,000 tick chart just gave us a long entry. Yeah, so buy signal right there on the 1,000 tick. So we'll see what happens right here. Again, half of the position taken off on this guy right here. We'll see if we roll back over. Crude oil. Beautiful setup right here. So, trial members, let's walk through our rules of engagement. Now again, this is all real time. Overbought, left side, setup side, higher low, and then here's the potential right side. So there's our overbought, bearish divergence, symmetrical double top. Now, where's the favorable excursion entry? We want to sell a move through the swing low that exists right here. So this is where we place our sell stops right here. So 1 to 2 ticks below that low, sell them right here, and then look for the momentum back down. Now again, remember, this is more aggressive. Why is that? Where is market relative to? Number one, we look at DSR levels. Number two, key price points. Okay? And that key price point, 105.50. So if I'm a seller right down here, I'm basically selling right into that key price point support. All right, now take a look right here. Our fib dots have gone higher. So from this long entry right there, our cluster 3 buy, or cluster 2 buy, now my stops come in to 64. So now we've locked in $90 on this one, and obviously we have opportunity for this market to roll higher. Yeah, and again, gang, it's such a powerful, powerful testament to why you have to follow your ROE day in and day out, over and over and over, because we never know what the market's going to do. Again, on average, one great day per week, and that is the critical part. And again, this is imperative on your rules of engagement. Okay? So, do you take your cluster trades at support and resistance only, or do you take them everywhere in the market? So again, this guy right here, we're buying double bottoms. We're buying the right side of a double bottom at our key price point support. This guy right here, we're selling with trend, trying to drive back through that key price point support. Okay, so here's a short entry with trend. This is a counter trend buy right here at a key price point. The market rallies right here. You get a turning point black tip sell. Do you take the directional trades? We don't have a key price point right here. Now, here's the right side with the turning point black tip sell on the right. That's exactly right. So there's 64 right there. Again, from the point of entry right here, there's our buy. So this is all based on the rules. Now let's come in and take a look at, let's just take a look at May to give us some perspective. So let's come in here on entry type, and let's come in here and shut all these off. Now let's only look for our double tops, double bottoms. So this is a counter trend type of trade. We're looking for double top, double bottoms. You'll see some of these will be cluster 2s, 3s. But the bottom line is it's a non-directional trade. Okay, scroll it back up. Single contracts through the month of May. Okay, so $2,700 on a single lot, only trading those. Or we can come back over here and we can just turn everything on and then look at trend and counter trend right here, this filter. Okay, so if I take these off and let's look at trends only. $1,780. Turn the counter trends back on. The majority of the money made in the counter trends. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, counter trends, that's right. Okay, so we'll pull this dude down. 65.40. Okay. All right, so yeah, and then the equity curve right there. Now again, this is removing another $20 per trade. That's April, May combined. So we would record this as a counter trend cluster 3 buy. If we sold them here, this would be a with trend sell. So here we're stopped out on the balance for about $100, and now all flat. Okay, so let's kill this right here. Now again, similar to what we looked at earlier, we talked about basing. We got the buy signal over here. Let's update this. I saw top right that NASDAQ was moving to new structure highs. All right, so opportunity to trail stops on the balance. Yeah, I'm going to get aggressive on this one trail stop, reduce the size. Well, I'm long two different time frames in the same account. So when I did my testing, there's our buy signal right there. So this guy is going to look for $290. Okay, so from the long entries at 71.10 plus 300 would be 74.10. So we're looking at 73.90 for a target. So right about there will be limit orders resting. So let's modify this cat. Come in here, hit it with that, a little bit of that. Bada bing, bada beautiful. Yeah, remember our 200 tick was already long, and so now we've got one contract long on the 200 tick, one contract long from over here as well. So we'll just let that manage that way. Yeah, and then afterwards I'll move it to my swing trading account on the other one. And again, traders, really, really powerful information. Last night I did back testing up here and did not turn it back into my swing trading account, so this signal is not in my account. It's being traded over there in the sim account that we've been testing right here. So if this turns into a winner, I did not have it on in the swing account. That is called user error. Yeah, see this resting up here? So here's the profit target at 74. I'm going to pull it to 390 as we just discussed. So we're getting ready to go up and grab our $290 profit target from our 1,000 tick buy signal. And then again, we were already long. Our 200 tick got us in right over here based on that 200 tick entry. Yeah, so don't try to run two different time frames, the same strategy in the same account. Okay, gang, now check this out right here. The Russell rallied nicely. Okay, so one of these protective stops is, again, on the 200 tick long entry. We came in literally 3 ticks shy right here of our scalping contract target from a 1,000 tick buy. So if we pull back here, we'll be taken out on partial and retain the balance of the trade. And obviously we can come back here. Now, we talked about trading volatility. This is a great example. So right here, our market has driven to a new structure high. We anticipate a higher low. So we had a client ask yesterday about trading that volatility. See what the tendency is? We break above vol right here, and our fib dots come in below. Here's our first test of the fib dots. Again, that's a beautiful little entry. And it doesn't look like much, but basically if we take the value of the fib dots at the time they print, add 2 ticks, we get long here. That's $200 in the mini Russell. Did we make a new structure high, higher close? We did. Second time back, buy them again. Again, there's an easy $200. So basically we can risk $1.50 to make $200 to $300 here inside of that trend. So here we are again. This would be a long entry at around the 71.50. Now again, this is more aggressive because this is the third time back. So here we have first time back. We drive to a new structure high. Again, base DST directional movement training. Second time back. This is the third time back, and we tend to lose that momentum the further we get away. Okay, so great example right there. If we break through, obviously that other sell stop resting, this is a trail stop, which still winds up in a nice profit. And then we'll see if we pop back up here to go get that 74. All right, now we just had a reversal sell signal. Okay, so let's go take a look here. All right, so now what we'll do is come in right here. I'm going to remove this profit target. I'm going to sync to the 200 tick. So I'm going to sell the market here. So now we're short a 2 lot. We'll look for target 1 right here. And then let the balance run. Canceling those stops. And then I'll come in over here on this mini Russell. Go to strategies. And I'll put it in the appropriate account. Okay, so again, fib dot strategy right here, turn it off, apply. Okay, note right here, I reapplied it when I updated it yesterday. It defaults to the Sim 101, so we'll put it in the future swing trade, turn it back on. All right, now this will have my stops and targets in that particular account. So we'll come over here. We'll go to Future Swing Trader. And now, because I know that we're long, we're right back at the price where I originally entered the position. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to buy a 2-lot with no ATM. So now I've just synced to the strategy. I'm back long 2 at the same price that we entered right here. My profit target is resting at 390. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit to respect this structure high here. And then I'm going to take this 68 stop and roll it to 67.80. So now we can watch both of them. So we'll go back to Sim 101. This is the 200 tick strategy running in real time. And that's the one we've been watching and managing. Now let's take a quick look right here at the 200 tick. Our stops right here. I'm going to go 350 to 370, put it right above that swing high. I'm going to take my target down to 69.20 right at this structure support. So a retest of this support level pays the scalper, and then we'll let the balance run. All right, now crude oil right here. We talked about the favorable excursion sell. So if we sold them here at 60s, we're moving towards target 1 right there on the favorable excursion. Okay, so there's the overbought. We made a slightly higher high here by 4 ticks, 72 to 76. Yeah, that's more aggressive. Yeah, this trade right here, gang, on the mini Russell is more aggressive. Why? We just made new structure highs. Okay, so that's a counter trend sell. Yeah, so if we pull back down here, I'll probably just take profits on part of the position. NASDAQ, we went to 3804s, new structure highs, with those new highs in the Russell. So the NASDAQ dropped right into our 3790. And again, this is more aggressive right here. Here we had a turning point black tip cluster buy at our 3800 level, stopped out. Turning point black tip. So again, trial members, right there, that's an aggressive trade. This is the first test of that level. So if we bought it here, we risked 5 and we got stopped out. We buy it here, we risked 5 and target 1 attained right here. Yeah, some nice volatility there. All right, gang, let's take a look here at the Russell. Now, again, this is the 200 tick with the strategy applied. So we had a qualified sell signal. Okay, it was counter trend, so I covered my scalper more aggressively. We would have hit our target 1 at 150. Now we're still short the trader the second half. We've come down and now we're testing support here. Opportunity to trail stops. I'll come into 72.10. Our fib dot's tracking right here at 71.60. So that's the fib dot plus 5 ticks right there. Now again, right here, I could employ a little bit of DST logic and a retest of these lows. Basically, we've rallied 38% of the down move. So let's go take a look. Okay, here's fibs. There's my swing high that preceded the decline to these new structure lows right there. Actually, we went farther. We almost came to the 618. So that's a retracement of the entire impulse move lower. Key price point down here at that 66 after this massive move. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Actually, we have a pretty nice little ratio trade right there, the right leg. So the initial impulse move down is XA, A to B, B to C. Where would AB equal CD? Projected to around 72.50s. We went to 350s right here. Yeah, so remember, our second contract here, we purposely don't put a target in. So this does not have a limit order resting. So in order to exit this one, again, I can either do buy market and then come back and cancel my stop, but I don't want to left click the close button because that turns the strategy off. Okay, or I can trail my stop very aggressively right here and it'll get stopped out on the next pop. Yeah, so I'll come down here and I'll go 71.60. So from our entry right here, we're still risking $40. Right now we're up 220 in open position profit, and it looks like we could go make lower lows here with a lower close. Yeah, so if I want to exit, let's just go buy market. Right there, boom. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, now see, I click close and I shut the strategy off. So let's go take a look over here. Hang on one second. We'll pull this guy back down. Let's pull this guy up right here. All right, so there's the chart the strategy was on. Actually, let's look at them side by side. Yeah, this way owners can see how to sync to the position. So we've got the chart trader turned on the right-hand side. Left-hand side, we shut the strategy off when we closed. So we'll go strategies, left click, the dual fib strat. Okay, just come over here, turn it back on, all the same settings that we had previously. We were risking 22 on our stop loss to make 15 on the scalper, risking 23 on our trader, trading a one lot on the trader, and then leaving our target set to 0, but using our fib dots to trail the stops. All right, so now turned back on. If there's a current open position, it'll place the protective stops. So you see the buy to cover is resting above the market right here. That buy to cover represents a short position. So in order to sync with that, I come over here, reduce my quantity to 1, make sure my ATM is set to none, and now it got me long based on the reversal signal. Okay, so let's go check. Right here. Now we're long the 2 lot. Sell short, there's my profit target. I'm going to set this to 72.90. My protective stop is resting right here. I want to roll it down below structure support. And now let the strategy take care of it from there. Note where we are relative to in crude. Okay, so again, we've declined slightly lower through the 550s, and now you see we're forming a triple bottom. Okay, so again, this spike right there went to 545, a great example of number rounding. The 546 stop not taken out. So if we traded a 2 lot on the favorable excursion, plus 180 on the scalper, and locked into 130 on the trader. Here you see oversold, lower high, bullish divergence. There's my cluster 3 buy on the right side. So this is counter trend, but we're not at a key price point. We've driven through our 0550 level. Okay, so let's pull this guy back in, and let's take another quick look here at crude oil. Okay, so you can see here, we already identified that this is a bid zone. So there's our 550, but we had a significant spike lower down into that 530 level. So it's about 20 cents. And again, take a look. Let me see. So it looks like high as the day right there, 0680. So now we're down 150 cents on the day at the 530 level. All right, so there's the short. Now we're into another key price point here in crude oil. So now let's watch for the buy signal down here. We'll come in here, we'll drop this guy in, a horizontal line. Now an opportunity to trail the stop. So you see now my fib dots are at 30. So these stops trail down now to 32, locking in $280 on the balance. Again, the difference in this additional 150 bucks is the number rounding. If we would have left our stop at 45 and not rounded up to the 46, we would have been stopped out right there. When it hits my price of my stop, it becomes a market order. The number rounding now, instead of getting out at 30 or 45s here, if we rally off of here, we'll get out at 32. So we make an additional $130. Now here's a potential double bottom setting up. So here's the left side oversold, and there's my cluster 3 buy. Okay, now do I need my double bottom here? If I trade the counter trend cluster 3s, then here's my long entry, and that would be a reversal right there. Yeah, now here comes a potential double bottom. The spike high right here, 31, so a 32 stop is still present. Boom, through that on crude, new structure lows, opportunity to trail the stop. So 23 plus 2 becomes 25. Number rounding puts it at 26. So locked into 340 on the balance. And again, gang, note right here. If I buy the right side, I'm stopped out. But if I wait for the favorable excursion entry, trading above the swing high that exists, we never got long right here. Yeah, so beautiful setup right there. So we'll continue to track this. Let's take a quick look here. Look at this. We got to within 1 tick of our target 1 on our Russell. Okay, so again, had we been watching this, A, we can move our stops up. B, we could have pulled this down to take partial profits. So what I'll do is I'll come down 1 tick. So a retest of that level should pay us. And let's just see. Okay, so here our crude oil now taken out on the trail stop for 340. Now again, let's see if we get this double bottom right here. So there's the final stopping point so far. That's the left side of a potential double bottom and producing a buy signal. Yeah, crude's taken out a couple of key levels here recently. So we'll see if they can sustain a held trade below this last level. See, we did get the close below, and they reversed it quickly right here and pulled it right back up into that 530 handle. Our 1,000 tick mini Russell on the top left-hand side, still long. All right, here we come, gang, back into our profit target. Again, just 1 tick shy of that target. Yeah, to exit, you would left-click here, pull this down into price, and it'd take you out. Yeah, and it doesn't mess up the strategy. You don't shut the strategy off when you don't click the close button. All right, traders, now let's watch this. So we did the aggressive, which is sell next bar market. Now, if we get a close below the fib dots in crude oil, bottom right-hand chart, okay, a close below, I've already taken my ATM. I'll go ahead and sell the next bar market. And again, we can see the difference in the fills. And obviously, you can do this, very, very easy to do this when you do your testing. So if you get this signal, write it in on your testing as aggressive short, your entry price, stops, and targets. And then if this market were to stop here, rally back up, and stop me out, the aggressive sell was a loser. And we never would have gotten in if we waited for the close below the fib dots. So that would be an example of the close below the fib dots filter, which would produce an SOS4 signal, saving us from a loss. Okay? Now, obviously, the previous two signals, we saw this thing continue to roll back over and go to those new structure lows. So the filter didn't make any difference. We made a little bit less money because of the area where the filter came in, and our entry price was lower on the short entries. I'm going to go more aggressive on the 46 on the stop. All right, traders, here we go on this pop again on the mini Russell. Okay, so let's take this Russell right here, and we're just going sideways right now. So again, a retest of this handle right there gets us out on the scalper. Now we're moving into, it's 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. This is typically when we start to shut off new entries in the Russell. Obviously a break above here, we should get a pop, and we're expecting a move to that 74.75 handle. So we're getting close right here. I'm going to pull this down, take the scalper off for $100, and now we'll let the balance of that trade run. There we go. So right there, our scalpers would have been hit. Now look left right there, a close above this 73.50, and we should go see 75s. Now my fib dots are traded here at 69.80. So again, 980s minus 5 would be 69.30. If I pull it up to 69.30, I'm going to be above this swing. So I'm going to wait to see if we get a break above close above this structure, just to give it some more room right here. Okay, so that would be using some of our basic structure analysis to help identify that. Now the NASDAQ just made new structure highs in the background. So we have a correlated instrument going higher. Let's see if that pulls the mini Russell with it. Okay, here's an update on our fib dots at 70.30. So 69.40 is below the fibs, a full point off of that area, reduces the exposure on the balance of the trade. All right, traders, let's take a look right here. Russell, again, banging our heads against that 350. Our fib dots have continued to rally. NASDAQ on new recent highs. We've taken out the 3,800 handle. 1171 fib dot right there. 71 minus 5 is 70.50. Number round strategy at 70.40. Now our 1,000 tick right here, again, we're just shy of that target. So we'll come over here. I put it back on in the swing trader. Right here. Yeah, so we'll go ahead, cover one at market, and then roll the trail stops. Okay, so again, just shy of our $290 target. We take $250 on that one and then let the balance run. $71.20. So we'll come in here. I'll go 70.40 on the balance, a little bit of room. So even if we get stopped out here, we go minus 50. We made $250 on the first. So the 1,000 tick would be up $200. One signal there, and we've had about 7 signals in our 200 tick. All right, so we took a look at gold, and we talked about, now again, there's the crude real quickly. This is crude oil. So we drive new structure low, lower close, outside return, lower high. Previous structure support, support, once broken, resistance. So our crude position over here is short based on that qualified sell signal. All right, now let's go take a look here. GC 0814. We had a gold breakout sell. There we go. Rallied back to the 618 fib retracement. So it looks like Bill got short right here. So here's the overbought higher low bearish divergence. Then we make a new structure low. And that low that we used right there for our fib analysis held. And then he trades the 2618 sell signal. Beautiful. So the double top right there. There's our signal leg. Sell the 618 retracement. Stops above the swing highs here. And then he'll look at target 1 right here on a retest of the 1312s. And then an extended target, either 127 extension or the 1618 extension. Again, this is just beautiful market symmetry right there, gang. Love to see when this 1618 projection occurs at or near previous structure support. Now, let's go ahead and just take a look. We saw an ABCD hit prior. So here's the impulse leg high down to that impulse leg low. Then we take the swing low back to the current swing high. If A to B leg duplicates, then our B to C comes in right there at the 127 at 1309.60s. So if I sell the 618, take profits here, that's about $700. Yeah, and Bill likes trading the higher time frames. He loves the 2618 signal. Obviously, you know, maybe 1 to 2 signals per day per market, but it allows him to go in and then track multiple markets. Yeah, so the 1,000 tick now done for the day. Let's just pull this down right here. Okay, so all flat. Now remember, we were at 550 yesterday. We managed it today, so the last 2 days trading, we've run the strategy in real time. We've managed the strategy using our basic rules of engagement, traded a 2-lot the entire time. So there's 1,050 in profits. Profit factor at 1.4. You see the majority of the profit came from the sell side, and a lot of that from our beautiful sell today. So again, when we look at that distribution of P&L, now let's go back here and let's take a look at, let's go, here we go. Okay, so here's our profit and loss distribution. Again, I want to look at both long and short. I want to look at winning and losing, but I want to look at the entry time. Yeah, so we'd actually have to kill this right here. So we could say, okay, right here, remember I turned it on at 7 a.m., 6:55, so basically not much going on 7. The money that we made on the nice directional move from the prior session gave some of that back. Nice profits right here, $1,200 to $1,500 on our 8 a.m. entries. 9 a.m. slight profits, and then anything that we entered here between 9 and 10. So again, all we have to do now is modify our signal entries and say, all right, let's turn it on at 7:55. I want the 8 a.m., 9 a.m. trades, and then let's shut it off at 8:57. So we don't take any signals after that 9 a.m. candle. Yeah, and even with the downside right here, this cost us about $750. So had we not traded during that period, instead of the 1,055, we'd be up around 1,700 in 2 days. And again, the Russell, nice directional movement, but I wanted you to see the power of that 1 or 2 big directional moves. We caught it in the 1,000 tick. We caught it here on the short entries. So this guy right here represents a good size of our profits. And again, the Russell's going to do this. It does it week in and week out, month in and month out. It has forever. It's a beautiful, beautiful trade. So if I choose to manage it differently, then again, I can come in here, take my profit target. We only did a single contract. So I can take my profit target, pull it down here to this big 105. So even handles, 105, 106, 107 in crude oil can show significance. I'll trail my stop right here to 41, so I'm risking 20 bucks to make potentially 39 down to 02, 370. Now remember, gang, at this point, this area was 110 or 120% of the average true range. We're already down 140 or 50 ticks at this level. So to get through that and then make these new lows is going to require quite a move. Yeah, or again, you can take profits right here, call it a day, even with that last loss that we just took right there. And in fact, if you look at this, remember, right there was where I got short. My original stop was at 51. I trailed my stop to 46. We got stopped out there and then got right back in. So a 51 stop, which was the original risk, risking 18 to make 15, we'd still be short, and right now we'd be up slightly in that signal. Of structure relevance. So you can see we had the reversal buys right here. We talked about these key price points and the fact that this was a significant area where markets tend to turn because of the significant move that we had lower. So obviously sometimes they'll put in a V bottom spike, V and then straight north. Other times they consolidate before they either head lower or obviously rally. So that's exactly what we've done. Close to a double bottom here, but since that time, pretty firm right there, 69s up to 73s. It's a 4-point trading range. So we take a look, what's the underlying direction? It's been a bear move so far today. So if I want to be a seller, now I want to be selling the 73s, cover at 69, let the balance run. Sell 73s, cover 69, let the balance run. If I'm counter trend, or in this case we're trading the strategy, then I have a bullish bias derived from the system right here that's long. Then I can simply buy 69s, cover here, and then see if we get the pop for a bigger move higher.